would stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The 48-hour notice is required under the Open Public Meetings Act has been met as notice of this meeting was emailed on January 31st, 2025, and published in the Asbury Park Press, the Coast-Star, and the Coaster. A copy has been placed on the bulletin board in the Borough office, and a copy has been filed with the Borough Clerk. Chair Cullen.
Here.
Mr. Mayor.
Here.
Mr. Wishbone.
Here.
Ms. Hernandez is excused this evening. Mayor Gubitosi.
Here.
Ms. Mahoney. Here. Mr. Maynard.
Here.
Councilman Nowicki.
Here.
Ms. Saracen. Here. Mr. Hart.
Here.
Mr. Morgat.
Here.
Ms. Leahy. Here. And Mr. Frederick.
Here.
Our attorney, Anne Marie, is running a little bit late. We're just trying to get through our roll call. Mr. Frida will not be with us this evening, and Ms. Bell will not be with us this evening. We have Jake Burton from their office, who is here to answer any questions. And I don't know if you want to make a motion to forego the opening statement.
Well, you read my mind so well, absolutely, thank you. Since there's no public participation tonight on these two items, so I'm gonna dispense on reading my 5-minute statement. But I do want to clarify the credentials of Mr. Burton before we start.
Of course.
I just wonder if you're wearing two hats, planner and image.
I am.
All right, that's all I need.
That's all you need to know. All right. I do a little bit of everything.
And if anyone is here on the application at Flippin' Bricks LLC, Block 21, Lot 12, 502 Ocean Park Avenue, that is not on for tonight. They will be renoticing to anyone within 200 feet, and that possibly will be heard at our October meeting. So if anyone's here for that, that will not be on for tonight. What we do have to lead off is the resolution.
Well, do you want to handle the minutes first?
Oh, yes, please.
Okay. Did everybody receive a copy of the minutes from our regular meeting of July 17? I know we missed last month, so it was a while ago and jogging your memory. Were there any changes, any suggestions, or do we have a motion to adopt?
Your motion. Second.
Mr. Warner? My second. Ms. Saracen?
Yes.
Ms. Mahoney?
Yes, sorry.
Councilman
I'm actually the
Nowicki?
first.
Yes.
Mr. Wishbone?
Yes.
Mr. Maynard?
Yes.
Mr. Morgat?
Yes.
Ms. Leahy? Yes. Mr. Frederick?
Yes.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
And Chair Cullen?
Yes.
Thank you.
So the next item is resolution number 2025-11, approval of bulk variances for the demolition of an existing two-family dwelling and construction of a new 2.5-story single-family dwelling. Anthony and Renata DeMarco, Block 26, Lot 1, 116 McCabe Avenue. I know that this resolution has, approval has been reviewed substantially, and I do want to thank the board members that did interact with Ms. Rizzuto on notes on this one. So, does anyone have any questions about it?
Quick question. The resolution includes the bifurcation form.
Yes, it was amended from the first one to include the
Just
bifurcation.
want to make sure.
Yes.
Yes, so I just also want to note for the record, since the, I think there was a unanimous vote on the project itself in favor of, and then the fence, we did have some no votes.
Mhm.
So the only people that I'm calling on, because the project is going to move forward as a whole, are those that approved the fence as well, because that's included. So the only people that I'm calling on for the memorialization are those who also were in favor of the fence.
That, yeah,
Okay.
it's an unusual situation.
It was,
Yes, that
yes.
is.
Okay. So I need one of those members that are listed on the agenda, who were in favor of the fence to make the motion.
Make a motion to approve.
Ms. Saracen, my second. Ms. Saracen?
Yes.
Mr.
regards to the fence site?
Yeah, well, the fact that it is, the letter from Ms. Bell does reflect that it meets the requirements.
Yeah, I mean, obviously from last meeting a couple months ago, with the application, you know, obviously we bifurcated, you know, we had that vote. I talked to Christine, she basically was confirming that, you know, everything is in this resolution is good to go with our master plan, so she has no comments or anything about that, she's okay with it, so our office feels comfortable with the resolution.
Are there any questions from the board members? Maybe we don't have to wait for Ms. Rizzuto. So, would anyone have a motion on this? I mean, I feel like, you know, the process we go through here is a fluid process. We learn from each application. And so, we have council members here, we have the mayor here, who also do the ordinances for the town. And, you know, we're instructed to change the document if need be. And I think that a lot of people didn't realize that you could build a fence in the front yard. Also, the ordinance is deficient in covering what type of fence. So it's not always a Hollywood white picket fence. I mean, it could be a galvanized chain link fence. And it's up there for a long time, and I don't believe that that enhances, you know, the value of properties, or could negatively impact a neighbor. Our job is to avoid conflicts. But under principles of zoning, 40:55B-2, under the purposes, item I is to promote a desirable visual environment through creative development techniques and good civic design and arrangement. And I believe that this ordinance does cover the borough on that. And I think looking out for the residents and maybe seeing a little farther over the horizon is a good thing. And we have wonderful vistas east and west, and you can picture those broken by a board and batten fence, or a black fence, or a chain link fence. It ruins the run. So those are my comments. If anyone else has anything on it, if any board members would like to make a motion.
I just want, so, TJ, just so I have this, what we're saying is, we're not saying we're essentially prohibiting any type of front yard fences. Is that what we're doing?
Well, that's what the ordinance is doing. That's not what we're doing. Our charge is just to make sure that the ordinance presented by the council meets the requirements of the master plan and is consistent. That's our only charge.
That's our only thing, that's it. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, so anyone requiring or requesting a fence in the front yard area would have to come in for a variance.
Oh, understood, yeah.
So.
But we're not,
Changing language, we're just reviewing it
we're
for
just saying, hey,
consistency
it's
with the
consistent with the master plan.
And the master plan. You know, there's several goals and objectives, with regard to revising ordinances
Right.
on an as-needed basis and keeping them up to date. And this happened to be one of the items that either has been a topic of discussion, or for whatever reason, but they've decided to introduce it. So now it comes to us, we make sure that it's in line with the master plan, and then we refer it back to council.
And then the council votes on it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and that's why there's no public hearing tonight, because there will be a public hearing at the
At the
October council meeting. But also in terms of this process, again, we're all learning together here, is that the councils previously have done a number of things through the process of reviewing the land use board and zoning board meetings. And the examples that I want to present are swimming pools. We had a situation where developers build a lot to the maximum impervious coverage, but a pool counts in impervious coverage. So now they have to come in here and spend $3,000 to $5,000 to get a variance. So the council changed swimming pools to say that if it was 4% of your lot size or less, it did not count in impervious coverage. And we've had a number of pools installed now without them. Same with the decks on grade. You're allowed up to 5% of the lot size, where a deck on grade does not count impervious coverage. Give people flexibility in terms of not having to come in here and ask for it. And then also the sheds, of up to 100 square feet, if they're not on a concrete slab, you just get a zoning permit, and that's it. You don't have to come see us. Previous people had to come in. Oh, I have a shed. I want to put it. Oh, it counts in impervious coverage. So I think this is just another example of us doing that. I'll leave it up to my colleagues for a motion.
We are approving
You're finding it consistent?
is that what you're saying?
Yes, our planner has already found it consistent, so we are sending a resolution to the council that'll say that we find it consistent with the master plan.
Make a motion to find it consistent with the master plan.
I'll second it.
Ms. Mahoney?
Yes.
Ms. Saracine?
Yes.
Mr. Wishbone?
Yes.
Mr. Maynard?
Yes. Yes.
Ms. Leahy?
Yes.
Mr. Mornet?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
And Chair Cohen?
Yes.
Okay. So I will, actually, Anne Marie, you had prepared a draft, which is standard, for this sort of thing. We did receive the memo from Christine, finding that it was consistent, so assuming that everyone had found it consistent, it's just a very basic, resolution that Anne Marie had already drafted, so I'll put our vote into that, and I'll get everything transmitted over to Erica, so that this way they can put it on for the October 7th, I believe.
Yes.
Council meeting for the second reading.
All right, second reading for members of the public, or member of the public, is before the council on October 7th. I verified that with the clerk.
Fantastic. Again, we're skipping over the application 25-05. Does anyone have any new business or old business? Are we gonna break to half an hour?
Yeah, I was gonna say, this is one for the books.
Yeah.
And obviously, Christine is not here, and I don't know, I haven't heard anything about affordable housing, so I think we should probably
Okay, well,
hold off.
yeah.
I can speak to that for a quick minute.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, the status is.
Yeah, I'm basically gonna regurgitate exactly what Christine said a couple months ago.
Okay.
So, basically, we put out our fair share plan, right? And then we got a couple comments back from fair share. Now, typically, we have what you would call a concept meeting before we get those comments from fair share. So those comments are way less when they come in because we've already talked and we put the plan together, right? So then they might have a couple boilerplate things after that. So this time around, basically because of the timeline, we put out this fair share plan, and then we did that before we could have this concept meeting with fair share. So they provided us a couple comments here. Half of them are pretty still boilerplate, but they're a little specific. So now, while we're kind of in a standstill, we're waiting for the courts to set up this concept meeting so we can meet with fair share. We can kind of knock off all the boilerplate ones and then come to an agreement for anything that kind of jumped out at us. So that was kind of where Christine left off, a couple months ago. That's where we are still right now. We're still waiting for the courts to contact us. They'll reach out to us and they'll reach out to fair share, set up a date. We'll be able to sit down with them, address all these comments, and then we'll be able to revise the plan and get it out, basically. So we're still in that standstill.
Well, we haven't been privy to the comments, is there?
Yeah, no, I was just about to ask. So my office and Ron Cucchiaro serves as fair share counsel for the borough.
Okay.
I don't know if he's been privy to those.
Sure.
But if you could share them with me, I'll make sure that he has them
Yeah.
too. He would be attending on behalf of the borough council.
Sure.
When the court does schedule it.
Okay.
Is the court scheduling any of these yet though?
They have not yet, so
Oh, yeah.
I think that's why we're kind of in the state. We're waiting.
Yeah,
So-
well, this board wants to go forward with review of the ordinances.
Sure.
During this year and get our opinions to the council so that they can adopt them January and February, they're due in March.
Right.
So, not that we're gonna jump over anyone else, but we don't want any delay.
Sure.
In what the
If-
court, if the court has, 100 municipalities to do, it's going to be up to them when they schedule
Yeah.
it. And we will attend when they schedule it.
Sure, we understand there's the.
Are they?
No, they should.
Oh, they're probably, they met, and, yeah,
Yeah,
for
he's
Bradley
thinking.
Beach, that may be good.
We are anticipating that March 30th date.
Sure.
We don't want to hold up the council, so that's why we would like to have our ducks in a row by year end.
Definitely.
Hand it off to them January 1st, the council would have 3 months to get it submitted and approved by resolution, and then, we'll go from there.
Right.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
some of them are ordinances which will take first and second
Exactly.
reading of the council.
Sure.
So 2 meetings.
I don't have a crystal ball, but I would not anticipate, the courts not reaching out to us at that point. I'm
Yeah.
sure we will hear from them in the next couple of months, have that meeting, and hopefully button this up by year's end.
Okay, so-
That would be my ideal timeline. Like I said, I don't know if that would come to fruition just because we are waiting on them. The ball is in their court, but, as soon as it lands in ours, we're gonna set up a meeting and get the comments.
But Jake, this board wants to do its work in
Prior to that.
October, November,
Sure.
or at the latest, November, December,
Okay.
so that the council's ready to go in January. Of course, we're withholding, just like Christine said, based upon what Ron Cucchiara said as well.
Right.
We need to step back and not touch the ordinances yet until these comments from the parties,
Sure.
i.e. fair share,
Sure.
are resolved, so share with me, you have my email.
Yeah,
We're gonna
definitely,
talk
yeah.
to my email.
And I know, anything you need from my office, obviously,
Yeah,
you
I
hesitate.
I don't always see Ron, because he's in a different office than me, so I
Okay.
don't always see him to get the update, so I wanna look at that, and I will share that with the chair, and then with Christie, in case we need it for our next meeting, right? So,
Yeah, we kind of have that on a tentative schedule for October.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I had it listed here, because back in July, we said maybe we would have an update in September, so we
Yeah.
had agreed to put it back on September.
Yeah.
But we're still kind of,
Yeah,
in that
well, I
holding
wouldn't
pattern.
be surprised if the various, county superior courts, fall behind, that the March 30th date
Gets-
may be extended.
Yeah.
Which would be fine, but, we can't act like that's gonna happen, and we're not gonna be late, so.
No, we have enough pieces in place, I think, once we review this.
Yeah, yeah.
We can get it done. I mean, right now, we don't have a lot in the pipeline. We'll go over that. So
Sure.
this is a great time for us to put the energy into it.
Jump on it, yeah.
With our one meeting a month and really hash it out, so that's what.
Yeah, no, understood completely. Like I said, as soon as we hear from the courts to, jump at this opportunity to meet with Fair Share, you'll hear from us right away.
Okay.
For sure.
And I want to just state for the record that these comments are draft comments within the context of the litigation. They're not open public record yet, so there is, in case someone wants to, open it. Right now, they are not able to be given out at this time. I will share it with the mayor and with the chair, and assuming things are worked out for October, we can put it on our agenda.
Sure.
Great, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
of course.
Appreciate it. That being said, if we have no other business, Chrissy, could you just give us a rundown on the future schedule?
Sure. I just received a new application, this week. They're represented by Mr. Beekman. Right now, I have it tentative to be scheduled for our October meeting, but it's with, Jake now for completeness review. If it's deemed complete, obviously, then we'll get everything together, get the additional sets of plans, and I'll get it scheduled for October. This one from this evening, kind of on the fence, we don't know if it's gonna be ready for October, if it's
Yeah.
gonna need a meeting in October, we're kind of, don't know what's going on with that
Yeah,
right now.
and so for the board's edification, and I kind of kept Christie and our chair in the loop for what I was doing, I've been assisting the attorney, and he in turn is speaking with his applicant. This is on the matter of, flipping bricks, block 21, lot 12, which is not on, was on the agenda to be announced that we're not doing it tonight. Any members of the public, they got notice, but
They
the
did.
notice is defective, and the application was semi-withdrawn, or rather, put on hold for engineering and planning review, because they're revising things in their application. They missed some significant, variances, so with their notice that they sent, did not include the appropriate variances. So whatever was in the notice, unless I'm working with them to see what they're gonna end up with.
Yeah.
If they may completely comply with our ordinances and not have to come to the board for a variance, that would then be strictly proceeding with a construction permit, or they may come to us with not so significant variances as what we have discovered since their filing. So that's all on hold. A lot of that, again, is sort of in draft form and not operable in certain aspects. And I've been in touch with Matt Dougherty, and of course, I have reviewed the construction official report file and the zoning officer file as well to get myself up to speed on where we are with that. And I'm confident that things are gonna be worked out appropriately for both the borough and this board.
Perfect.
So we'll, and if, that may also be on October.
It may be, October 16th.
16th. Can you tell me also the address for the Beekman matter, the new matter? Do you know it?
Yes, 615 Fifth Avenue.
Okay. Great, thank you.
And, there's still one other actually two other applications. One, they were deemed incomplete back in March. And I know there were some health issues and things of that nature. They are pro se, so I don't really know that they know what they're doing. I've spoken to him a couple of times, so I don't know what's going on with that.
Is that Skip Stream or
Nope.
something? Okay.
Nope, that one is on hold until, they reach out to me, and I have, email documentation from the owner or one of the representatives of the Skip Stream.
Yep.
And then there was one other one, we had heard it once before, it was denied, it's coming back with a revised plan. He was also, his application has been sitting since 2023. It was incomplete, it wasn't the right application. He resubmitted in February of '24, was deemed incomplete in March, received a third submission in June with the third attorney, and that was also deemed incomplete, in August, and so I haven't heard from them either.
This is unusual that we have three matters that you're saying are kind of
Three
floating
that are
around.
kind of, well, technically four that are kind of floating, because we
Yeah.
got Flippin' Bricks, we have 423.5 Monmouth, we have 510 Park Place, we have, the other one, the Skip Stream.
Yeah. Because at a certain point, we're holding their money and we don't have an approved application to
Nope.
go forward.
Nope.
And something's gotta bring them to a head, at some point. I mean, yeah, they could proceed forever.
And the one for 423 Monmouth, we reviewed it so many times, I had to ask him for an escrow replenishment, and he cut me a check.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, when can we get on the agenda? I'm like, when you finish addressing the rest of the stuff that was sent to your attorney.
Yeah, okay.
So, but again, he changed attorneys 3 different times, and I don't know why. So like, so by the time the attorney gets up to speed, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so as of right now,
It'll be our luck that they'll all come on in December.
Right.
When we don't wanna have a long hearing.
and again, for the record, none of the restaurants have applied for their outdoor seating.
Yeah, okay.
So.
Well, they use the governor's exemption, right, Doris?
So,
So,
yeah,
that's we're a home rule state, it's our home rule, but, the governor overrode us.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
really is not fair, but that's what they did.
Can I ask a question about, go back to what Flippin' Bricks, where you
Yeah.
said it was a problem with the notice.
Yes,
So during the review for completeness, is there a review of the letter that goes out?
well, I checked the notice, was an unusual situation, this case, okay? And there are some problems underlying, with them, and the interaction of the applicant and the applicant's architect with our construction and zoning offices. So there's some issues on all around. I reviewed the notice because we were originally asked to put it on in September. And once the notice was defective, there was no way they could go forward today. In the meantime, Jake, of course, reviewed for completeness and issued a incomplete because they're missing the plat, they have no engineering, certification, they don't need an engineering certification, but they need a plat. Architect can sign it, we needed, things that they didn't calculate and include, and plus they've not paid the appropriate fees for the zoning variances that Jake and I both sort of looked at. So it was, and Christie checks the notice initially for appropriateness. She calls me when there's any issue. This one was something that needed some hands-on because of the background issues, and obviously, we are requiring new notice for the October, because the other one was defective. So whatever they do, if they're coming back in October, they're gonna have to do 10 days ahead of time, and they're gonna have to file appropriately, and I will interact with the building department, because there is a stop work order on that, a partial stop work order on that. So the building department at some point is gonna say, they're all done with everything except what was specifically prohibited from going forward. And assuming they revise to have 0 variances, then they won't come to us. They can go back to the building department, and I would, on behalf of the board, communicate officially to the building department that there are no variances, and, you know, Jake will work with me, there are no variances from our perspective, this matter can be completed in the building department. Or they may come here and ask you for variances, but they have to do new notice. So it was really incompleteness that kicked them off this agenda. But there also was an issue about the notice. If the notice was perfect, I could have said to the public, this will be heard on October.
So that they get on the agenda even before they're being completed?
Not normally.
Not normally, this was not normal.
Okay.
It was,
It was not normal,
That's a
believe me.
great
it
question.
was hopping and jumping like a bunny rabbit to us in a unusual manner.
Yes, I got a phone call from the attorney
Attorney,
telling
right,
me
right,
that
over
he
here.
is on my agenda.
Right, yes,
Yeah.
I remember.
And
hearing
I've
that.
already done the notice, yeah.
Yeah, so since the notice went out and people were delivered the mail, certified mail, we didn't want them to come in here, so that's why it was on the agenda with the red line saying it wasn't gonna be heard.
I was hoping to catch members of that's why the agenda went out late, because we really didn't have all that much of an agenda. But I wanted to make sure that I either was gonna put that note on there or was not gonna put that note on, because I knew that that notice had already gone out.
Yeah.
So those people were already notified that, hey, it's
Did
on
you
for
get
the
any
meeting.
calls?
I did not.
I only had
We had
people.
two ladies show up, just because they're not computer savvy and they
Yeah.
didn't check
And they were told they'll get a new notice.
So, well, I told them I wasn't sure how it was gonna work. I didn't wanna promise them that it was gonna be on the October meeting, because they might not
Right.
need a meeting.
Right,
So I gave them my business card, told them to call me, and I said, call me like the week before, we'll know what's going on, if they're gonna be in on October.
okay, thank you.
Okay.
I know I was late, so I apologize, but
No.
that's good to get the update.
No, that's great, because organizationally, there's a lot going on, Chrissy does, that Emery does.
Yep.
Jake's office does, so there's a lot of moving parts till they get here, and, you know, happy to share how the process works with everybody, and, know what's ahead of us. Hopefully, we can get these 5 applications done by the end of the year. I mean, once they're being complete, we have 120 days to hear the case, so that's where we can get into it. For us, that should not be.
Yeah.
No, right now, they're all either I have one that's pending completeness, the other ones were deemed incomplete, and I'm just waiting on resubmission, really.
Yeah. But at a certain point, they get old and crusty. You know,
Well-
what if there are new ordinances that have changed things since they were declared incomplete? Then that creates a whole legal issue too.
I thought it was from date of submission. I
Yes,
think
it
it's by
is,
completeness.
but they're unfairly
I
holding,
get it,
you know.
I get it.
Let's say.
Can we dismiss them for failure to execute?
There is a lack of prosecution provision in the MLU now, so I can take a look at it.
Because
but-
then we can just refund whatever's remaining in escrow, and
Yeah.
they'll have to start all over again,
Yeah.
but they do lose their application fee.
I would need to work with you and look at all 4 of
Okay.
those matters, because I'm sure they're not all gonna be exactly the same, but there is a lack of
Oh, there's
prosecution.
more that I haven't
Yeah.
even,
Well,
and they were like
it's-
from 5 years ago, but
Yeah.
they're not even on my list then.
Yeah, okay,
Great, thank you so much for the update.
Yep.
And, if we have no further business, any other?
Well, I just wanna say one thing, because I was late, I do wanna, tell Jim Wishbo, thank you for assisting in the resolution that we did for, Jeff Beekman's, client. Which one was that, McCabe Avenue?
Yeah.
Yeah, DeMarco.
So, I appreciate your help. He picked up something that was important that I had not included in the conditions, and condition number 4. And it was important to the borough that that could get right, so he and I had some contact back and forth. Jerry Frieda helped on that one as well. So thank you. We're a good working team that we have. You know, I don't always get that with my boards.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I don't get to talk to the board secretary or the board planner, and, you know, we all come here and we're all in the dark. So,
No, we're working together.
Yep.
So does anyone have a motion to close the meeting?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All
All in favor?
all in favor?
Aye. Thank you.
It was a pleasure, thank you all. Maybe a good luck.
I'm making, California.
You're very welcome.
I've never been to California. You know, I ran the,
Oh, you did?
I ran it with my 8-year-olds. We were a little further behind.
Okay, I saw it when I did it, Valley Beach, I went on there, I didn't see you though. I was like,
Yeah, no, we ran by, but, you know, around Saturday.
I'll tell you what's
Still
depressing.
light out. This is crazy. Yeah.
I looked at my old times, 2015, 22.
Oh my god, that's good.
That's how out of shape I've become in 9 years.
Oh my gosh, so it's crazy. We see,
Yeah, right.
we only really read like the 12